in the heart of Milan.
Hello, nice to meet you. My name is Alessandro Pini.
Tour guide Alessandro Pini loves to show tourists his city.
We're going to be thrilled to host the world coming to pay us a visit.
And in 1 year,
We just started really counting the days.
2026 Olympic CEO Andre Veneer says they're excited to show the world Italy.
We feel the excitement, we feel we have test events, we have things happening.
With the first of its kind Olympics having two host cities, Milan and Cortina.
We try with that to represent this duality of our games, you know, the city and the mountains.
And events in existing venues all over northern Italy with the most spread out Olympics ever.
To go in location where sport venues were already existing.
The games will start in Milan in the iconic 100-year-old 80,000 seat San Siro Stadium.
This is the temple of football.
And ceremonies director Maria Laura Asconi says that the 2026 Olympic opening ceremony will be the first to include other cities where venues will be taking place.
San Siro will be, of course, the main spot for the ceremony, but at the same time, we will link the clusters of the mountains, Cortina and other mountain clusters that will interact with San Siro.
The mountain town of Cortina, host city of the 1956 Winter Olympics, will do it again and hold alpine ski racing on a course U.S. ski racers love.
This time in Italy, so it's going to be amazing.
So much, Lindsey Vaughn came out of retirement just for the chance to race here.
When I retired, I think the number one thing that I was sad about was that I couldn't race Cortina for the Olympics. In a perfect world, yeah, that would be amazing.
All at a Winter Olympics that will bring the world's best to Italy.
Italy is a welcoming country.
And Alessandro says, show the world the best Italy has to offer.
Always happy to have people coming to pay us a visit.
Oh yeah, can you feel it? We are less than 1 year to go before the opening ceremonies of the 2026 Winter Olympics in Milan and Cortina, Italy. And they're celebrating big in the host city. Matt Renew from our sister station in Denver is in Milan right now and joins us live to give us a sneak peek, a sneak preview of what's in store. Matt, how you doing this morning?
Good, Chesley. Beautiful day in Milan, Italy. You know, the weather here has been spectacular since we've been. It feels like springtime more than wintertime because we're talking about a Winter Olympics. And so the events in the city of Milan are going to be spectacular because it's so nice in this Italian city.
And you're looking good, too. You're looking good. You know, the Olympics have two host cities. Is there a reason for that? Can one city not host the games?
Yeah, right. I think either one of them probably could have hosted it. In fact, one of them did 70 years ago. The idea between having Milan and Cortina both hosting together, we're told by organizers, is so that they can showcase a little bit of the mountains and the French and Italian Alps and the Dolomites and all that beautiful landscape, as well as that cosmopolitan city feel of Milan. Blend those two things together, even though they're about 250 miles apart. It's about 5 hours of driving between those two cities, and then combine them into one Olympics. The other is more practical. The new model for the Olympics is to not build a lot of new venues, but to use existing venues. And so they found those surrounding sort of the northern area of Milan and then Cortina. And then so they're using all these existing venues to try to save money. They're doing these games for about 3.9 billion, which is on the cheap for an Olympics. And that's the new model for the games and why two cities are hosting.
I see. Matt, you've been covering a lot of Olympics. Have you ever seen it like this before? Will it be tough for you to get around to cover these games?
You know, this is going to be pretty typical, at least in the city of Milan, of what we've seen for the Olympics. Paris was interesting because they had so many venues all throughout their city. What makes this one a little more unique are the venues will be throughout northern Italy instead of just a city. So getting around Milan won't necessarily be difficult. What's going to be tough for people is making it maybe to multiple venue sites. Milan, Cortina, Bergamo. It's going to be a difficult, it's just so much travel time. That's where the challenge will be for people. Hopefully the schedule shows that these events are pretty spread out from day to day, and so if you wanted to try to go to those, that will be the challenge.
Yeah. Now, Matt, there's been talk about the use of the bobsled luge, and the skeleton might not be finished in time for the games. Do you have an update on that?
Right, that has been a big topic. And again, we just spoke with organizers just a short time ago, and they're saying that they're still going to have that bobsled track finished. The original plan was to build something new. They decided they weren't going to be able to do that, so maybe they would go out of country. They didn't want to do that. So now the plan is to refurbish this track that they had from the 1956 Olympics in Cortina, and that's about $130 million worth of work. And they've got to get it done now pretty quickly because the timetable is pretty short, not just for the opening ceremony, which is less than a year away, but also they got to test that track. Other nations have to come in and practice on the ice. They are confident they're going to have it done. The backup is to send it to Lake Placid in the United States. That's something they don't want to do, so you know the Italians are going to be working hard and fast to try to get that track finished in time.
Absolutely. Matt, what is your favorite Winter Olympic game?
You know, I got to tell you, most of the time for me, it's eating. That's my favorite Olympic sport. Outside of that, I love skier and border cross. That's where you've got 4 skiers or 4 snowboarders racing down a hill at the same time. They're hitting each other with elbows, trying to knock each other off the track. It's really physical. It's not a very big sport as far as audiences, but I love it.
Hockey on skis. I like it. I like it. Matt, thanks so much for joining us way overseas, getting ready for the Winter Olympics. Appreciate you joining us.